Hi guys, let me introduce myself. My name is Lisa Ariyanti. My nickname is Lisa and you can call me Lisa. I was born in Rembang, April 11. In my childhood, I lived in Banjarnegara, Central Java. But at the age of 8 years old, I and my family moved in Rembang, Central Java. The reason I don't know is because at the time I was a child. Therefore, I can say where I came from, Rembang, Central Java. Family. Surely everyone has a family. Here I will introduce my family. They are my parents and my sister. My family live in Rembang, Central Java. The first, my father's name is Ariyanti. And now surely you know where my full name comes from. Yes, true. My full name comes from my father's full name. My father comes from Rembang, Central Java. My father works as an engineer. My father is a fair person between me and my sister. Secondly, my mother's name is Chatur Srihartuti. My mother comes from Banjarnegara, Central Java. My mother initially worked as a pharmacist. However, after giving birth of my sister, my mother stopped working because she wanted to focus the family. My mother is very good at cooking. Often I was to cook, but still I could not cook, but could only make a kind of cakes. The third, my sister's name is Otopio Dwi Ariyanti. He is 12 years old. He is the only my mother I have, because I lost three of my sisters. My sister is ignorant and always makes me angry, but I love her. I continued my education at Semarang State University in computer science major. Course in informatics English consists of calculus, physics, introduction to information technology, English, Pancasila education, conservation education, operating system and programming, algorithm and programming. I lived during my studies in the Cempakasari, which is 1 kilometer from the Faculty of Mathematics and Natural, and required 5 minutes if walking and 2 minutes if using motorbike. I chose informatics because I really like it computer or laptop, and I see work out there on average using a computer and reason that I cannot explain this time. Hobby? What is my hobby? I'm still confused about what my hobby are right now. I think my hobby is cooking, but does cooking include hobby? Isn't cooking moderately for women? If cooking includes hobby, I will tell you my hobby. I really like making cakes because making a cake is full of heart. If it's not with the heart, the cake made will taste different of streak. I like to cake because I am inspired by my grandmother who always makes cakes. I was took my grandmother to make various cakes, and senior high school I started make and cakes. Usually the cakes I sold at the next store. And now that the biography of me that started children until I was an adult and began studying in Semarang State University. And goodbye. Now, I want to tell my sad story. At the beginning of the 12th semester, I have not talked about the world of letters. I, after senior high school, want to continue my education work. The point is the beginning of the semester, I have understand the letters what and so on. At the time, my father asked me which university I want to enter and wanted to enter. I replied that I had not thought about which university to enter and which department to enter because I was still confused about letters. Even though my friend in one class had thought he would want to continue his education well and was major, but I still acted ignorant. And at the time, I thought there would be time to think about the word of letters. Of course, every friend asked me, "Where do you want to go to college?" And I repeated that I hadn't talked about that at all. The second month, I have started thinking about letters, and that I have in mind in that there are three majors that I am interested in, but each person will certainly enter in one direction, namely the first informatics technology, which is both English, literature, and nutrition. At the time, I asked my parents that advice I should go to, and what they answered, enter in a place that you like and that you can. I think what my skill are I can, and I think I like to be into with computer, and I want to learn computer and the science program. And nutrition, I think about cooking nutrition because I have a natural exam cooking biology, and my tools are not far from nutrition. And at that time, immediately looked for university where there were informatics and nutrition textbooks. And what path he was to enter the university, it turns on that there are three paths to enter, namely as an MPTN, which undertook report card. The second, the SBMPTN, user joint test from Indonesia to contract the test, and the last independent, the test held by their respective universities. The independent test is divided into two, namely the written test begin or using the SBMPTN score, and I was looking for SBMPTN question at the time, and I had already begun to study the SBMPTN question, and until the end of the year I researched about the most complicated question that were understood. The beginning of the year is in the period of focus of national exam, problem training, tryout, simulation, and rest of the things our teachers have give compaction learn started at 7 until 4 p.m. and at the time the SNMPTN line was opened and I think got performed, and it turned out that the result was that I did not pass the SNPTN, and that moment I did not feel I sadness, and I thought there was still a way before I started to study more actively, and the national exam was finished. I started focusing on as much as possible. And at the time of the SPMPTN, I took a test at Semarang with West precisely at Semarang State University, and the time of the exam I fit had mastered the material and through workload on the test. Finished the exam, I immediately went to home, turned the temperature in, and I immediately called the item that I bought, and I could go home right away. 1 month later, I was waiting for the announcement of the SPMPTN, and when the announcement was made, I was agitated when I asked or did not quickly. It turned out after opening the announcement, I did not get away, and I was very sad because I did not quickly. And finally, I did not an independent examination, and thanks good